Hey friends, welcome to One Flight Down and welcome to the Terry Isle Tasting Lounge. Today I am checking out a beer from the Great Lakes Brewery in Ontario. This one is a classic pale ale called Unicorn Ale.
One, two, one, two, three.
All right, so this beer comes to me courtesy of Shane over at Shane's Craft Beer Reviews. If you are not subscribed to Shane, get on that. Subscribe to Shane. Great guy, great beer reviewer. Has a lot of great content on his channel. Was one of the hosts of the Brew Tubers get together in Niagara Falls earlier this year that I went to. Fantastic guy. Subscribe to his channel. This is actually a brewery that I visited with Shane, not on the Niagara Falls trip. Earlier this year in April, I was down in Toronto, and Shane met up with me at the Great Lakes Brewery. We also hit a couple other places, but this was the first place we hit. This is not one of the ones I tried while I was there. Usually when you see a craft brewery do the smaller cans like this, I always think it's going to be like a super strong beer. But no, it's a classic pale ale, comes in at 5% alcohol. What does it say here? Great Lakes Brewery Unicorn Ale. This retro label dates back to 1987. That doesn't feel that long ago to me, but actually that's a pretty darn long time ago. This retro label dates back to 1987, the year of our incorporation, and has been reborn in an effort to honor our past. The original recipe has been lost to a hurricane. Oh no. 3 tornadoes. Oh no. And a few fires and a dog eating it. But this sweet crest survived. So we will revive it on this can, which contains a classic pale ale. Unicorn Ale, a throwback to our humble beginnings. Serving temperature, 3 to 5 degrees. Sure, why not? I assume. Oh, yeah, I forgot this one always suggests glassware. It suggests a Great Lakes Brewing Crown Viking glass. I don't have that. I don't have any Great Lakes brewing glassware, and I don't even know what a Viking glass looks like. I could look it up, but you know what? I'm just going to use my Mascot Brewing glass that I've got handy right here. Also, another Ontario brewery. They're right in Toronto, and Great Lakes Brewery in Etobicoke, which is basically a suburb of Toronto, kind of like partway between Toronto and Mississauga. And Mississauga is where the airport is in Toronto. So yeah, that kind of gives you a sense of how close but not close at all is, because everything's just so big there. But yeah, it's a classic pale ale. I'm going to crack this open right now and pour this into a different brewery's glass. I don't know much about this one. I don't remember if Shane has reviewed this one on his own channel. I think he might have, but I don't remember anything about it. Oh, I see a couple floaties in there. I don't know if you can see the floaties. There's a couple floaties in there. I'm sure I'll live. But a pretty cloudy beer overall. I don't think you're seeing much of my face in there. You might see like an outline of my face. There's also some condensation on the glass, but I think it's just the beer itself is cloudy enough that the best you're getting is outline of face. What about this? Can you see my finger? Yeah, so if you can see my finger move on the opposite side of the glass, so that gives you an idea of the clarity of the beer. Let's get a nose on this. I get a touch of fruitiness. Hard to discern exactly what kind of a fruit scent that is, but a definite fruitiness on the nose. All right. Yeah, let's go in for a sip. Cheers, my friends. Okay. It's got a nice bitterness on the back end. Um, Yeah, nice bitterness on the back end. There's a little. I was expecting more of a fruitiness off what I got in the nose, and there's not a lot of like a fruity note to it at all. Yeah, it's kind of like a pretty basic, almost like a is it a blonde ale? Did it say classic pale ale? Kind of reminds me a bit of a blonde ale. Um, and yeah, it's got like I said, just a touch of bitterness on the back end, and a little more crisp than I was expecting. Um, got a bit of a body to it, a slight crispness that almost makes you think like pilsner or lager. But yeah, there's just something a little different right up front when you first sip it. Yeah, it's not a bad beer overall. Not my favorite thing I've had from Great Lakes. It's decent. Um, it's not what I was expecting it to be. The nose and the flavor are a lot different from each other. Not that that's a big problem, but it is the case with this one. That yeah, I just I it's not at all what I was initially expecting. But it's decent, and I would happily drink another if someone offered me one. So yeah, not a bad beer overall. A little hard to describe. I don't. It's like basically just a decent pale ale, with maybe just like a little bit more of a crispness to it. That would make someone who's more akin to lagers, pilsners, that kind of thing. Maybe they would enjoy it a little bit more than they would some other pale ales. But overall, a pretty decent beer. Again, Shane, thank you so much for getting this one to me. Always appreciate anytime you send me beers. I'm always so happy with that. And I've actually got some things I want to send to you in the near future. I'll try and get it out to you like sometime this fall. and maybe by the time I air this, I'll actually have started pulling it all together. But yeah. And to the rest of you, thank you for dropping by the Terry Isle Tasting Lounge. See you all again real soon, my friends. Cheers.
Again, I'm tired and I need to go home.